Reports and dashboards are often the first feature requested by management, and rightly so. They provide a clear vision of the health and activity of your company. But if you remember the first video in this series on the structure of your HubSpot CRM, and generally if you have watched any video on this channel, you should suspect that creating a high-performance report on HubSpot depends mainly on the health of your database. Indeed, like all the features of your HubSpot portal, the reports will be based on one or more objects and will mainly highlight and organize the properties that you have set up beforehand. In summary, you will not be able to create relevant reports with a disorganized database. If you're not satisfied with your current database, I invite you to return to the first two modules of this series. But if everything is fine, we can continue. So to create reports and dashboards, you must go to Reporting and Dashboards. Why dashboards and not reports? Simply for clarity. Dashboards are the canvas on which we are going to place our various reports to have an overview of the various metrics that we are going to track. By selecting reports, you will simply have a non-visual list of your created reports, which is really useful for management but less practical for their creation. And on each dashboard, we can add our famous reports, either by hiding a report already created or by creating a new one. And it's this last point that we are going to see together. Just a quick break to inform you that this video is part of a free training focusing on how to set up your HubSpot portal in the most efficient way possible. This free training will be divided into 7 big modules, each addressing a specific key point of your HubSpot portal. And each module consists into several videos that will go deeper into a specific functionality or feature of your HubSpot portal. If it's not already the case when you watch this video, the videos in this series will be published gradually and they will be added to this specific playlist. I have also prepared a private web page bringing together all the different content of this free training and some additional bonus content. So to benefit of this free content and to be notified for every new chapter that is releasing, I invite you to click on the link in the description below. When creating a new report, we will have a proposal for several types of reports. I like to note 3 main categories. The first one is what I call native reports. They are reports natively designed by HubSpot that allow us to follow varied metrics and allow us to get out of this object logic, such as traffic reports on your blog, site, etc. These reports offer a whole host of information that is difficult to access via manual report creation. But unfortunately, they are also very little customizable, so I invite you to browse the native report library to select those that make sense for your activity. For example, all the different reports of this blog reporting dashboard are native HubSpot dashboards. The second category are funnels reports. This is a separated category, but incredibly important, that they allow you to create visual conversion funnels to attest to the health of your lifecycle stage or your different sales pipelines. They only serve this purpose, but these are relevant reports for almost 100% of businesses. For instance, in this report, we created the funnel report of the lifecycle stage of my test portal, and we can see all the different conversion metrics stage by stage for the lifecycle stage property. Be careful, if you want to benefit from those cumulative conversion and next step conversion, you need to select the I've gone through all stages. On this graph, we'll only show leads that didn't skip any step. For instance, if a lead goes directly to sales qualified lead, it will not show on this report as sales qualified lead, it will stay as lead. If you want to track all the different stages, no matter if a lead went through all of them, just choose any, but note that you will lose the conversion metrics that are what makes those kind of reports really useful. So as you see, they're really easy to do. You can choose the different stages you want to include in this report and it will be done. Of course, you can filter it to make it more precise based on the data you want to isolate or not. And the last type is reports based on objects. This last category is the one that interests us because they are the reports that will allow us to create the majority of our reports for our dashboards. Depending on your needs, you can create reports based on one or several objects. In the context of this video, to simplify understanding, we will focus on creating a report based on a single object, but it's basically the same process of creation. To create a single object report, just click on it, choose the object you want to create reports for, so let's say contacts, and click on next. So what you need to understand is that creating a report is done in 3 steps. So let's take the example of displaying the number of contacts generated in a year by separating them by their different life cycles. So the first step we have is the data part, this tab. And on this step, you just need to choose the properties that you want to display on your reports. So in our case, we want the create date to display the evolution of the lead generation, and lifecycle stage to be able to separating them based on that property. So you can click on Add Contact Property, choose lifecycle stage or the property you want to implement in your reports, and that's it. We can move to the second step. The second step is the visualization part. This is where you will be able to organize how your data will be displayed for your final reports. So let's say we want to track the evolution of lead generation. I think the best chart type is RIA. And then we just need to drag and drop the property we want to show on X and Y. So in our case, we want to display the create date on X and the count of contact on Y. So that's a good start, but now we just have the number of contacts generating per day. What we want is the evolution of the number of leads generated through the year. To do so, we just need to click on display option and choose cumulative. And that's looking more about what we want to display. We can see that through this quarter, I generated 33 leads. But we said that we want to separate this graph into the different life cycle stages. So to do so, we just take the last property we add to our graph and drag and drop it just after create date. And what happened is now that we have the number of leads and the number of opportunity that display. The thing is, we want to have the total number of leads. We want 33 here and not 29. So to do so, we just click again on display option, and in the stacked option, we choose standard. And that's it. Now we have the total of our leads generated and the separation based on lifecycle stages. So of course, you can play with the different visualization tools by choosing daily, weekly, change the color if you want, add more display option, change the way the graph will show, etc., etc. And now that you're satisfied with the visual of your report, we can go to the last step, which is the filter part. So to change the filters, you can click here and we will see it right now together. So with filters, you will be able to refine the results displayed on your reports. For instance, I want my report to cover not this quarter, but this year. So I will just click on the create date, change to this year so far, is this year so far, and update. And now we can see that the result is showing for the entire year and not only the quarter. And now it will make more sense to choose weekly rather than daily. And we can see that the results are updated as we plan to. And now let's say that I don't want to see all my lead generation, but only my English speaker lead generation. So to do that, I already created a property named lead language that can separate my leads from English speakers and French speakers. I just need to add it as a filter. So by choosing lead language and is any of EN. I apply, and we can notice that the graph is updating and showing only my English leads for this year. And once you're happy about your data, your visualization, and your filters, you can just save your report, give it a name. So let's say lead gen EN this year, add a description or ask HubSpot AI to generate it for you. So, and you can choose to add it to a different dashboard or to don't add it at all. You click on next and save. And now the best part is that you can use this already made report to create new ones. So let's say now that I created my English speaker lead generation for this year, and I want to have my French speaker lead generation. I just go back to my filters, change EN for FR, and update my filters. Now we have the French speaking lead generation, and I just need to click on save as a new report, change the title, regenerate the description if needed, and I can add it or not to a specific dashboard. I hope you enjoy this video. If it's the case, don't forget to put a thumbs up, to subscribe to this channel, and to save this playlist to make sure you don't miss any new chapter of this free training. And don't forget the link in the description below that gives you this free access to all the content of this free training, plus more additional content on how to set up your HubSpot portal in the most efficient way possible. For those who are discovering me through this video, I'm Grégoire, HubSpot expert for more than 7 years now, and I will see you very soon for more HubSpot tips.